Getting that Russian doll mode a little bit. There are a lot of time loop things. One of the ways that Russian doll really drove home the time looping is they specifically, I think they had a song that was playing in the room at the time she happened to begin her time loop. So every time oops, I pressed A. You hear the song play again every time she time loops over and over again, which helps you cement yourself in a time and place. All right, so our goal this time is the gravity cannon. There we go. Had to remind myself where we're going. You can hear his banjo as I approach. That's interesting. Even without having the signal activated. This time we're going to the gravity cannon because I want to go to the southern spot, and that was where we had instructions saying that we can apparently get there. So I'm gonna believe that and hope it's true. And I'm gonna crash land probably because I'm very bad at landing. Hooray. Nope. 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 Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You know, that's more or less what we're going for. Nothing added lately. I am learning stuff though. These are not uneventful trips. I'm still learning new things, they're just not relevant to the core mystery of the game apparently. Which I'm not entirely sure how my character even distinguishes those things, because my character themselves does not actually know what to do. Every person and everything we've ever known dies every 20 minutes or so. That's about all we know. But we don't know why it happens. Oh, we know why it happens, that's not what I mean. What we don't know is what the hell to do about it. Like at all. And we don't even know what to look for in our quest to figure out what to do about it. Like, we're pretty far in, we've learned a lot about the universe, it's been a cool experience, but I believe we're still pretty clueless about what to actually try to even do, right? Alright. So let's go back to trying to find the path to the south place. See if I can figure out where to go. Southern Observatory. Please work. Wrong way. There we go. This is still such a cool planet. Please don't kill me. I don't really trust these, if we're gonna be honest. I am going south. It's the best I can say right now. That's why I don't trust you. That's why. Just so we're clear. Fuck. They must have had jetpacks, right? Or are the paths that connected these together just gone now? Okay, so like down there's where I'm going for. It looks like neither path really connects, which I kind of have to hope for the best. Good thing I've got fuel. We're still heading south, according to the mini-map. Oh, it's gonna be a risky one again, isn't it? Oh god. Okay. Okay. They set up this idea early on when I saw the questionably connected locations. This is just a way worse version of that. They're not questionably connected, they're straight up disconnected, and you have to use external devices to not plummet to your death. Although we know it's not our death, it's the... Instead of to our death, we plummet to the whims of gravity. Oh god, don't drop me. Uh-oh. The gems are missing here. Ugh. Okay. I better do a good job exploring this place or I'll have to come back and do this again. God, which way is even down? So that way is down. Oh, hey. I can land here. Okay, good. I'm still not a great judge of how far I can actually jump. I worry about that. Should I go down? Is that one of my goals? Oh, it's covered in bad. Whoa, it is covered in bad. Definitely got me wondering if there's a way to survive that stuff. I have to double check every single time that it does say trees detected and not threat detected. There's not a tunnel through here. Shit, where am I going? Uh-oh. I'm on the southern pole. I'm already on the southern pole, so I want to get to that. I need to get up there. So I need to see how close I can get. And worryingly, I don't see a gravity path leading up there. Come on. Oh. Okay. Okay, this can work. Got it. I think I'm there, basically. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Oh, you are fighting me. There we go. Your character is a bit of an awkward shape to fit through some of these gaps sometimes. Alright. Is there a platform over there? Nope. Just gotta go from here. Oh. There we go. What is happening here? Giant's Deep. Cassava. Kanoi, Daz, and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current. Kanoi, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for any cannon components to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight into the core. Daz. Cassava convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happened. How could something pass through the current? My gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of Giant's Deep here in Brittle Hollow's Southern Observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the current. Cassava. Kanoi, I'm unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? Kanoi, if you don't mind the trek beneath the surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. The trailhead starts at Brittle Hollow's equator. Can they remote communicate with these? Did he use... So this is once again... This is the same projection we saw before. This is the same location on Giant's Deep. Look at that rotational pathway, by the way. Damn. They must have had a way to remote communicate, judging by the fact that that specifically talked about them being in remote locations while talking to each other and making the trip to this location. Oh, this guy's back. We're talking about the currents on Giant's Deep. Nomai. Cassava's construction yard has been using the Cyclones on Giant's Deep to lift orbital probe cannon parts into orbit, but one component was pushed down past the current that usually prevents anything from sinking. Nomai. Spire and I are crafting a model to determine why this happened. Spire, an update. It's now clear there are two different types of cyclone. Most cyclones on Giant's Deep rotate clockwise. These are the cyclones Cassava typically use to send components into orbit. Interesting. So if I went to Giant's Deep when I planned on going there, I wouldn't have been able to go down because I needed information from this planet to figure out what to do. So most of them rotate clockwise and send things upward, but apparently there's going to be one that goes counterclockwise and would send things the other way. There also exists a rarer type of cyclone that spins the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the waters and below the current. Cassava, my gratitude, Spire. Nomai is showing me your handiwork, and I'm intrigued by this secondary type of cyclone. But it wasn't really necessary to build a model to tell me that. The model will be useful as we continue monitoring Giant's Deep. Also, I very much wanted to make a model. How do you gauge whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise if you go from above or below? Do I look up at it? Like, this looks like it's going counterclockwise, and that looks like it's going clockwise. I cannot go up into this one. So this one looks like it's going... This one goes down. Ow. And it looks like it's going clockwise. Most rotate clockwise and send things into orbit. But this looks like it's going clockwise and it sends things down. So this is not the direction to rotate. You want to look in this direction. Counterclockwise. So it needs to be going counterclockwise at the base. Which, I guess that's intuitive. It's just this is the easier to observe side, I suppose. This is going clockwise. This is going clockwise. So it'll pull me up. So these are not holograms, these physically work too. Although there might be that kind of hologram that's like it's technically physical but in a weird way. Normally you can control these but they're not attached to anything. Oh, up there. That's where the rest of the information's being held. So now I know how to go into Giant's Deep. So I had to go here. Go figure. And here I thought I was procrastinating. Did we just create the binary system or something? Yeah, orbiting the planet. Here's our home planet. Oh, it'll show the entire system at once. Cool. Wait, you can render that? Ooh, we'll get to that in a minute. What's going on there? Okay. So here's our solar system with all the known entities. Familiar. In fact, they're probably making this visible by literally just showing the same assets that show up on my map, which I just remembered I have. They're probably just showing this basically, but making them look all chrome. I forgot this existed, my whole map. Admittedly, not super necessary most of the time, but yeah, I have a map. Is that what those things are I see in the distance? I can't reach them. This is as far as the map will let me go. So those explodey looking star things, whatever they are, there's a few of them in different directions. Are those what's showing up on this map when I render this thing? Because I can't scroll to them on my map. It looks like every orbit has another one to show. Yeah. It's retracting them to show new ones. Like, I can't show them all at once? Or maybe they're quantum in some way. Maybe each orbit is also teleporting in and out of existence. I think we'll know here. Nomai. What have we learned thus far in our search for the Eye of the Universe? Cassava. Suppose the eye doesn't wish to be found. Plume. Those of us on the vessel originally followed the eye's signal to this star system, but we were unable to warp to the eye itself. Privet. The locator we built on the Addle Rock and the new, more sensitive locator we built here were both unable to detect any trace of the eye's signal. Avens. Hypothesis. The eye has stopped emitting its signal. Mallow. Based on the knowledge of the quantum moon, we believe the eye is in orbit around the star system's sun, the star system's sun. This would mean the eye is located within a finite, albeit enormous, range. Plume. Cassava, how can you suggest that? This is back to the, suppose this is the eye doesn't wish to be found. How can you suggest that? The eye's signal called out to us to summon us to this star system. Cassava, I'm aware. I grew up hearing the eye's story. Yet, we're no closer to finding it than you were when you first arrived here. So Plume is from the old generation, Cassava's from the new generation, and he's rebelling against what you're saying, old man. Why is the snow inside the system? Inside this base? Nomai. How should our methods change as we continue to search for the Eye of the Universe? Mallow. We know what the eye looks like thanks to the quantum moon. So what if we try to find the eye visually instead? Let's send out a probe. Mallow. Mallow's idea is, or Cassava. Mallow's idea is clever, but we have no idea where the eye is in relation to here. The probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. Nomai. I believe I have a solution for that problem. Have you spoken with Raimi and Pi about the technology we're developing? Privet. As we couldn't find the eye's signal using two different devices built for this exact purpose, we should discontinue the search method. Avens. We need to build a probe launching mechanism to cover those long distances quickly. A cannon in orbit around a celestial body could circumvent the need to escape gravity's pull. Ah, they're talking about building the cannon outside of Giant Steep, the one I investigated earlier. Maybe they were able to locate... They'd want to do two things, ideally. One, figure out what direction the eye is in, and then launch. So maybe they were able to find what direction's the correct direction, then launch. And that would lead to the maybe having information on the probe at the bottom of Giant Steep. I might get to the bottom of Giant Steep and find nothing, because everything else they've done has failed. Why would this succeed? It's just their last attempt. Cassava. Giant's Deep would be a good choice. It's furthest from the sun, so it would provide the best angles for a launch, and it's moonless except for when the quantum moon is visiting. Avens. Yes, let's build the cannon in orbit around Giant's Deep. This is where they came up with the plan for that cannon, which is now destroyed. Can this dome withstand these meteor strikes? I'm wondering whether it can withstand the strikes. Or if it's just somehow never been struck. Maybe the moon orbits around a different side. No, these are getting really close. One of them is probably struck. Sooner or later. I'm thinking that we're in something that's immune to them. And where do you go? I did it! I'm here, I did it! I put the ship down safely. In that the ship went down, and I didn't sustain bodily harm. A few minor repairs, and it's like the ship never even hit those rocks. One of my better attempts, Feldspar would barely have laughed at me, I bet. That's the good news. The bad news is I haven't found a way inside this structure yet. The door is broken, and I know I'm not great at exploring, but I think I would have found a different entrance by now if there were one. Probably. I can't get inside from here, but I know there are paths below the surface. I'm gonna head north to the ruins on the equator, try to find a way down. Yep. Fuck. No fixing that. Yeah. Well, hopefully I explored everything I was hoping to explore in there this time, because we're not going back. Not that way. But here's your ship. Does it still work? Not accessible. I could steal it guilt-free because I know that they're never going to use it again. In the long term, they probably would, but we know that this version of the galaxy only survives... This version of the solar system only survives 20 minutes or so. Whatever the duration is usually shorter than a YouTube video, is why I say 20 minutes. It's hard to gauge exactly how long it is without looking it up, because time pauses constantly for me when I read things, which I'm not planning on turning off, because it's very useful for being able to read and then commentate on what I read without worrying about eating into the time I have left. That's very Let's Play friendly. That looks like it's gonna hit the dome. Is that... I forget, is that one supposed to be 2 people or not? Kind of feels like it. It's like he must be alive, right? He's playing harmonica over there, unless he made a device to play it to make him seem alive. Yeah, there's so many of those. Distress beacon. Yeah, I know there's a distress beacon here for escape pod 1. Right, it should be on... Yeah, one of them was supposed to have landed on the binary planets. The twins. That makes sense that I sense one over there. Yep, and then I sense one... Yeah, so all 3 distress beacons are functioning. That means that all 3 pods landed in a stable fashion. Enough so that they could deploy the distress beacon. This further increases the chance that maybe there is a living society over there. At least there was. Could still be there, potentially. I don't necessarily bet in favor of that chance, but I would like it to be true, because then I could check them out. I'm thinking more and more that what makes these things fall and what makes the end... what makes these things fall is not necessarily the asteroid impacts. Alright, well I'm stuck here. I can't use his ship. And I'm stranded far away from my ship. I might be nearing completion of exploration of this place. I know I'm not done, but I might be done with what I can reasonably get right now. I might want to go elsewhere and see if secrets unveil what I'm supposed to do. In particular, there's 2 locations I can't reach unless I climb upward. In a way that I can't. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe you might gain access to a better jetpack at some point. That would come in handy. Hey, I'm almost home. I've been lucky in that the spaceship has not fallen down. That might not be luck, though. It might be that they built these things in all the most secure places, which would ensure that they don't burn down, I suppose. They don't fall in for the longest. Uh-oh. It moved. Unnerving. We got some new connections. Southern Observatory. The new, more sensitive locator the Nomai built on this observatory was unable to detect any traces of the eye's signal. Did I ever find the locator? It might have been that destroyed thing on the other pole. The eye signal locator. Did they ever say where it was? They're just disappointed. It doesn't say where it is necessarily. But maybe the camp is near that? I don't know. I don't remember where it was on this planet. It might have been destroyed. Based on their observation of the quantum moon, the Nomai believed the eye was in distant orbit around the sun. The Nomai decided to stop searching for the eye signal and instead look for it visually by sending out a deep space probe. There were concerns that the probability of launching a probe in the correct direction were absurdly small. Most cyclones rotate clockwise and go up, counterclockwise goes down. Yeah. So that's my way into Giant's Deep. That's significant. That's my chance of getting there. So like this will connect to me getting inside that place. The Nomai traveled the solar system in pursuit of a signal from something older than the universe itself. They named the source of the signal the Eye of the Universe. Yeah, we know that. Well, I mean, these are all things we know. I'm kind of reviewing stuff as they pop up, just try to reinforce the important details as they come up. Yeah, there's a lot more entries this time around. You'll notice that the asterisk saying there's more to explore here is not here. Yeah, that it shows up here, but not here. So I may be right in thinking that I can't do anything else while I'm here. Yeah. That might be all I can do in Brittle Hollow. These two are obviously important, the Tower of Quantum Knowledge and the Black Hole Forge. So getting to the top of that elevator and getting to the Tower of Quantum Knowledge, but I think they may be actually inaccessible. I may have to get there via some other trick. Maybe you can teleport there. Maybe there's something else going on. Until then, we probably want to follow up on something else. Like going into sides of Giant's Deep. The White Hole Station. The Quantum Moon. Yep. Don't know how to get there yet either. And I should probably revisit the Interloper. Yeah. Maybe that'll be our next goal since we don't have... What? Wow. Timing. Did I just fall into the center of the planet just now? I just got back to my planet. I just got back to my ship. That's incredible luck. I guess it must have... I guess that part of the planet must have just collapsed. Huh.